Yes. Yeah, greetings in the name of the Most High. And we want to give thanks to the Most High Jehovah, Yahweh, Allah, for the wisdom He has bestowed upon lots of us to pass on to others who will also get wisdom. So we want to give Him all the glory and the thanks and the praise. You know what I mean? Because He is the creator of the heavens and the earth. And He's the one that created all these natural stuff for us to stay well, Just give Him thanks and praises. And we're going to talk very slow tonight because this program is going to be very healing. The presentation, especially to diabetics. Diabetics spend $2,500 more than the average person. Because of that condition, they have the disease called diabetes. And from 1998 to 2010, the statistics was said that 65% of the American population over 65 is going to have diabetes. So get it. Going to come down with that disease because of past bad eating habits. And we have lots of young children now in the Caribbean countries who is also coming down with diabetes. Juvenile onset diabetes, that is. In our country, my country, Grenada, 1 in every 5 persons have diabetes. And in St. Lucia, 1 in every 3 persons have it. Trinidad even worse. So we see that diabetes is taking over the Caribbean countries also. Because when we went to Antigua and St. Lucia, we saw people who had no limbs, no feet, no fingers, no toes. They were blind. They were on dialysis because of lacking of controlling the sugar levels. And the medical system do not teach people how to prevent diabetes. They teach you how to treat the disease or control it, but not how to repair it. That's how they function. You understand? And some of the drugs that diabetics take can be detrimental to the health, even damaging or causing the patient to get hypoglycemia. I mean, when you go into that, because that's a whole different presentation, but we're going to have a presentation on that where we're going to show you some of the drugs that not only they give you for diabetes, but other than that, for autoimmune diseases, for stomach ulcers. They cause damage to the pancreas and the kidney. All right, and that's the reason why it is always imperative to go to nature for your cure, because that's where it's at, okay? So today we're going to go on a 30-day program, starting from the 2nd of January to the 2nd of February. And it's not only for diabetics, but it is more, the program is more designed for people who are suffering from diabetes and who can't seem to repair it, but just control it. All right, we're going to teach you how. We're going to teach you what you have to get, and then we're going to mark all the herbs under the post and all the vegetables that you're going to need and all the supplementation you're going to need while you are on the program, because once you are diabetic, you have to use small meals. So you won't be fasting, but you will be using the foods that will help to normalize the function of the pancreas and change the composition of the pH in the pancreas back to 8.0, 8.3 alkaline. And then you're going to see, once you retrain your pancreas or have that secretion back to the normal range in terms of as an alkaline terrain, you're going to see how quick your sugar going to drop and how quick you're going to normalize that endocrine gland. And we're going to also work on the adrenal glands, the liver, and we're going to also work on the gland in the brain called the pituitary gland, because they all work together to keep your sugar levels normal. Okay? They don't teach you that. All right? Wow. A few things you're going to have is all green. All green and all yellow. You're going to have, for the 30-day program, everything green and everything yellow and everything red. Don't forget I said everything going to be green. Excuse me. Everything going to be yellow, yellow, green, red. And you're going to have some ginger. You're going to have those. Don't forget I said everything for the 30 days is going to be yellow, green, red, over here, purple. That's saliva, no joke, boy. I'm going to choke on my saliva. Yeah, and you will have purple. So all the greens, onions, don't forget, I'm going to have them, write them down. You're going to have all the greens, string beans. You're going to have that. That is very significant for the 30-day program, especially if you have diabetes, mellitus, because it is your natural insulin. You're going to juice them as a diabetic for the 30 days. All right? So prepare for the program and make sure that you have diabetic machine. You have to have that. You have to have your gun, and you have to have your strips. For the 30 days, you'll be checking your sugar for me 4 times per day. 4 times per day for the 30 days. And you're going to be logging it down on a logger for me. So you have to have your machine, you have to have your gun, and you have to have your strips. Don't forget, you have to have your oil. You have to have vitamin E oil. Doesn't matter where, you have to get your vitamin E oil. And I want you to mix your vitamin E oil with your coconut oil. And I want you to mix your coconut oil with your vitamin E oil, and your vitamin E oil with your coconut oil, and some lemon. Don't forget, some lemon in the mixture of the coconut oil and the vitamin E oil. And I want you to have lots of water, distilled, purified water, because you will be drinking a gallon of water per day. If you don't have troubles in the kidney, you will be drinking 1 gallon of water per day. Don't forget. You can have it, darling. Hey, baby. Right? And you're going to have your enzymes. Don't forget, we're going to teach you to use the enzymes while you're on the program. Right? And you have to have your herbs. Right? And you can use what's your name? You can either get herbs in this form, tincture form, if you don't want to boil the plants, or you're going to have to get a herb like that over here. Should it over here for me, right there. All right, this is going to last you a longer period of time. But you can have it like this, and you can pop it under the tongue. That's if you like that. Or put it in some tea or some water. But you have to have these utensils if you want to stay back on the program. And you have to have a blood pressure machine. You have to have a blood sugar machine, and you have to have a blood pressure machine, because you are going to check your blood pressure and you're going to check your sugar levels 4 times per day, and you're going to log it up. So you will look at your logger and you're going to know if you're bad or if you're good for the 30 days. But I can guarantee you, in the 30 days, you will be off them devil drugs if you follow the program properly, because you will be retraining your pancreas and changing the secretion to rain from acid to alkaline. All right? Because when the body is acidic and the pancreatic secretion is functioning in an acid system, your pancreas have to work hard, extra hard, to what? To produce the enzymes from the exocrine part of the gland. Because your pancreas can function in an acid terrain, but the only problem with that is it will burn up the exocrine part of the gland and cause you to get diabetes and cause you to get pancreatitis, which cause you to get pancreatic cancer too. And then we're going to be looking at insulin resistance, and we're going to look at food allergies, and then we're going to look at food sensitivity. You know what I mean? Sensitivity or insulin sensitivity to show you how you can fix that problem in 30 days. You understand? So don't forget. Come here. All the greens. All the greens. I don't want you to use no beets, no carrots. They got sugars. All the greens. And all the greens should be juiced. You can have them in a salad while you're on the 30-day program, but you're going to juice all these greens every day. And the greens, what they do, they alkaline the blood. And the alkaline keep the blood, keep the cells alkaline, but they also keep the cells bathing in liquids. And that's what your cell need. So everything green. Green pawpaw. Not the right pawpaw, green pawpaw. You're going to be eating the green pawpaw, or you're going to be putting it in your salad. You're going to cut it in pieces, and you're going to put the green pawpaw in your salad. See the juice right here? Watch it there. What's that juice? See the green? See that? That's papain. See? Not the right pawpaw, the green pawpaw. A papaya, they call it in America. We call it pawpaw in Grenada. Papaya, green. And you're going to cut up the green papaya, and you're going to mix it in your green salads to help the pancreas, to normalize its function. You won't be using any fruits at all. No apples, no grapes, no tangerines, no oranges, no strawberries, none of them. All you're using is your greens, the Garden of Eden, and your purples, and your string beans, and your okras, and your cucumbers, because this here alkaline the blood. Don't forget that. And it flushes your kidneys too. It's a diuretic. And if you see your sugar levels is staying between the numbers of 60 and 100, you can introduce some coconut water if you like. All right? With minerals to hydrate you. All the greens, okras, and turmeric, and onions. You're going to juice them and eat them in your salads. Semi-raw. Semi-raw. Lightly steamed to eat it, to remove all the sulfur. You know what I mean? But they're going to treat you well. So let's go to the program. Right. Come over here. Now remember we said that in order for us to keep the pancreas well, we have, because the pancreas is part of the earth system. Don't forget we told you that. Your pancreas is part of the earth system because your pancreas do two things. Produces insulin in the endocrine part of the gland, and it produces enzymes in the exocrine part of the gland. Don't forget that now. That's very significant. Now, in order for the pancreas to function well, the pancreas must depend on this guy right here, the earth, the stomach. In order for the pancreas to function well, the pancreas have to depend on the small intestines. To do what? To help to break down your starches down here. In here. All right, that's what some of the drugs do. Some of the drugs bypass your pancreas and help you to break down these starches in your small intestines. Because that's where you break down all your starches, your carbohydrate, down here. Because here, don't break down starches. Over here, only break down proteins, not starches. But when you eat in an incompatible way, meaning that you were taught to eat a starch with a protein. They are both acid foods, so when they get into here, the stomach do not break down your starch. So the starch become idle in the stomach, and the protein takes 12 hours to digest, which is fish protein that is now. And while it is digesting, your starch stays right over here, can't move, because you are eating it in an incompatible way. If that happens in the earth system, then the starch, while being fermented, will turn into acid and mucus. And once that happens, it starts affecting the pancreas. It starts changing the composition of the pancreatic secretion into an acid terrain. And if you are prone to get diabetes, that's what you will get. And some of the times a virus or a bacteria or the immune system, because of allergies, attacks the pancreas and kills it. We're going to teach you how to fix that too. Right, so it starts over here. And if you start to work over here, we're going to start to work over here. Because here is where you have to work to keep the sugar levels normal too. And also this guy here, we're going to shoot all the garbage out on a regular basis. So he will stay 7.8 alkaline pH in your large intestines. 7.8 alkaline. Now, right over here, remember, the duodenum is very significant for the pancreas, because the pancreas must shoot the enzymes coming over here into over here in order for you to digest your starches down here. If there is a problem or not a connection between your pancreas and the earth system, the stomach and the duodenum, your sugars will stay in the blood and cause you to get diabetes long term, especially when you're getting older, because they said in 2010, 65% of the American population will have diabetes because they ate so bad when they were younger. All right? So we're going to start with the earth system, right? Because they are very significant in keeping the pancreas well. Because once you keep here well, the pancreas will be well. And then we're going to go to him. Why are we going to go to the liver in the program? Because your liver maintains your glucose level. He maintains it. And he depends on a message from the endocrine gland called the adrenal glands to shoot back sugar in your blood. Wet sugar they call it, back in the blood. Without a signal from the endocrine gland called the adrenal glands, this organ can never release wet sugar back in your blood. And you will suffer from hypoglycemia, and that is what some of the drugs do. They affect the endocrine system, and the endocrine system cannot send a signal to the liver to release wet sugar, and you start to get hypoglycemia. Let them do that too. So, we're working from here, and then we're going all the way up to the pancreas and the gallbladder. We ain't worried about the kidney and the liver because they're going to take care of themselves. Right there we're going. We're going right over here. Now, he is tucked under the right lobe of your liver. So he depends on the liver for sustenance. And your pancreas, is connected to your gallbladder. He's on the left and he's on the right. Under the liver. Now, the pancreas and your gallbladder share one duct. So anytime you have troubles in the gallbladder, you're going to get troubles in the pancreas. And anytime you have trouble in the pancreas, you're going to have troubles in your gallbladder because they share one duct. And that's the reason why when you get pancreatitis, which cause pancreatic cancer and cause you to have cancer in the head of the pancreas, what happens to you? Your gallbladder cannot emulsify any fats, especially bilirubin, and it sticks in the blood and causes you to get jaundice. And when you get jaundice, your eye become yellow, your skin become yellow. So the doctors, what they do, they put a stent in the bile duct so that the bile can flow. But it still affects this gland, your pancreas, because your pancreas and your gallbladder share one duct. So when we are doing the program for 30 days, you are going to be working on your pancreas, you're going to be working on your gallbladder. In the process, you're going to be working where again? You're going to be working all the way up here. Oh my goodness, God is great, you know. You're going to work all the way up here. You're going to work all the way up to the glands. You're going to the glands. And we're going to show you one gland we're going to be working on, or two of them. Right here, we're going to work on this gland. And we're going to work on this gland. Because this gland is significant in helping the pancreas to normalize insulin, the pituitary gland, the master gland, and the adrenal glands is significant in sending a signal to your liver to release wet sugar in the blood so that you don't suffer from hypoglycemia. So we must work on the endocrine system if we want to control the pancreas, and in order for us to control the pancreas, we must work on the earth system. So there we go. That's right, we finish. Let's go back. That's the first thing we're going to do. You can write that the first thing you're going to do for me. That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to get 1 glass of grapefruit juice. You're going to get 1/4 cup of orange juice. You're going to get 1/4 cup of olive oil, and you're going to get 1/4 cup of castor oil. You're going to mix them all together in 1 jar. And you are going to drink 1/4 cup at 9 p.m. And you are going to drink 1/4 cup at 9:15 p.m. And you are going to drink 1/4 cup at 9:30 p.m. And you are going to drink another 1/4 cup at 9:45 p.m. You are going to drink another 1/4 cup at 10 p.m. And you're going to drink the last 1/4 cup at 10:15 p.m. That's the first thing you're going to do. Because when you do that, you're cleaning the earth system. You're working on the pancreas, spleen, gallbladder, liver, small and large intestine. The earth system you're going to work on. Clean it up. As a diabetic. And in the morning, you're going to see your sugar level drop. And then, in the morning, you start juicing them things here. All greens. And don't go on stray. All the greens. Parsley, cucumber, celery, lettuce, cabbage, turmeric, string beans, to normalize the endocrine part of the gland, but this have natural insulin. With vanadium, we're going to talk about vanadium in a while. Natural insulin, and while you're using this to do the natural insulin, you're going to use biotin, and you're going to use vanadium, because they also help you to become less dependent on insulin that they give you the shoot in your arm every day. They don't tell you that though. Nature. God made everything in nature for us to use. So string beans, celery, parsley, pumpkin, yellow pepper, green pepper, red pepper, cabbage, lettuce, onion, ginger, cucumbers, turmeric. That's what you're going to juice for 30 days, every day. But if you want to get your vanadium, vanadium is found in whole grains. So you're going to use your whole grains. But remember that lentil peas and pinto beans, the glycemic index in those foods are 28. Very low. So those are the foods I want you to use while you are on the 30-day program as a diabetic. No starches. No starches at all. Only green, more green from the Garden of Eden. And your green split peas, and you're going to boil your split peas, or you're going to boil your lentil peas and your pinto beans and whatever beans you're going to use. Only beans. And you're going to put pumpkin in the beans, because the pumpkin helps to bind the beans and to remove the polysaccharides which cause you to get gases in the bowels. It removes them, but you have to soak it overnight. So you're going to have your bean soup, but your bean soup is going to have pumpkin. It's going to have green pepper. It's going to have red pepper. It's going to have yellow pepper. It's going to have string beans, lightly steamed. It's going to have lots of onion. And you're going to have lots of okra.
If you have hypothyroid, you can still use cabbage?
No. If you're hypothyroid, you cannot use cabbage. Cabbage have to be out if you're hypothyroid, because it acts as a thyroxine inhibitor, and the thyroid is already low. So no cabbage if you have hypothyroid. If you have a hyperthyroid, you can put in the cabbage. And when you have your salads now, for the 30 days, lots of water, lots of herb teas. And your pawpaw should be green, and you should be cutting the pawpaw in small pieces and mixing your pawpaw with your onions, your green pepper, your yellow pepper, your red pepper, your cucumbers, your string beans, and lightly steam your okra. And they should be for your salad. They have enzymes. And you're going to see how fast your sugar going to drop. You're going to fix diabetes in 30 days. All right? And you're going to have your enzymes. But you're not going to pop the enzymes. You're not popping no pill. All right? Because we do not want to give your digestive system lots of work to do. So we ain't popping no pills. But while you're on the program, you're going to take your enzymes, and you're going to open your enzymes. And when your soup is warm, you're going to open your enzymes, and you're going to sprinkle it in your foods. That's what you're going to do. You're going to open your Biotin capsule. You're going to put it in your foods. You are going to open your alpha lipoic acid in the capsules, and you're going to put it in your foods. You are going to open the GTF chromium, glucose tolerance factor. You're going to sprinkle it in your foods. Okay. And you're going to eat that, or your soup, or your salad. And you're going to eat that. And these enzymes will get into your pancreas, and they will help the pancreas to produce more of your enzyme in the exocrine part of the gland. 30 days. And every morning you get up, you're going to be checking your sugar levels. Plop, plop, plop. Log it down. Morning, before you eat. Afternoon, after your lunch, half an hour after you eat your lunch, your greens. Check it again. Before your dinner, which is a salad again, or juice, or soup, no heavy foods. And before you go to bed, you log it down. Now, when you get up in the morning, your sugar levels supposed to be 70 to 100. In the medical system, they say 70 to 110. Hell no. If you have a sugar level of 110 milligrams per deciliter, and you have sugars in the morning, just common sense will tell you that your sugar will jump to 160, 170, according to what sugar you have. And you don't want your sugar levels to go more than 150, 160 for the most. Don't pass that. So you're going to look at your sugar levels in the morning. In the nighttime, if you check your sugar levels, it's supposed to say 80 if you eat 100 milligrams per deciliter. When you get up in the morning and your sugar says milligram per deciliter, nighttime your sugar says 100. If you get up in the morning, your sugar is supposed to go back to 70 milligram per deciliter. If your sugar reads higher than 100 in the morning, your pancreas is not working well, because your pancreas regenerates between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning, and that's the reason why you're not supposed to feed it sugars in the morning. See? Because it's just rising. So once it's high in the night and high in the morning, that's no good. It's supposed to be high. If it's 100 in the night, it's supposed to be 70 in the morning, not 150, not 200. If it's shooting that means something is wrong with your pancreas. You need to retrain it, like if you train a person who was injured. Now, if you are a diabetic and you have a sugar level of 250 milligrams deciliter, and you're trying to bring it down to these numbers over here, you have to take your time, because you are so used to having it up here for so long that if it drops to 200 or 150 in a long fast period of time, you're going to get jittery. So what's going to happen? I'll tell you what will happen to you now. When you check and it's 250 and you're on the program, you're going to see it goes to 230. And it's going to stay there for about a couple of days. And then you're going to see it come down again to 210. And it's going to stay there for a couple of days. I'm telling you what will happen now. And then you're going to see it go down to 190. And it's going to stay there for a couple of days again. And then you're going to see it come down again to 150. Now that is telling you that what you are doing to your pancreas is good, because your pancreas is responding to what you're doing. You are retraining it. You are retraining your pancreas, and you are helping the endocrine part or the exocrine part of the gland to do what? To normalize your pancreatic function. So if you're going up, that's no good. Once you're coming down from this and going down and going down and going down, that's what you need. That's how you know that your pancreas is responding. But in Grenada, people don't check the sugar level because the instruments over here are expensive. The strips alone cost more than the machine. And anybody who's living in America and have family in Grenada who have diabetes, send them a machine. Send them the strips so they can check, because they check once per month. And you can never ever fix diabetes checking your sugar level once per month. Never. Can never fix it. You must check every day. Right? So you're going to be checking. And when you're checking, you're going to be logging. And when you're logging, you're going to see that your sugar levels start dropping. And you won't have no need for metformin, diabetes, gluceride, glucobride, all of that. You won't have no use for them. Because now you are retraining your pancreas back to where you had it before you had diabetes, man. Because lots of Grenadians don't have this. They don't have it. They can't afford it. So you know what? We start to buy it for them now. We're giving it to people free because we want them to fix the diabetes. So we bought lots of them. I took my money and I bought lots of them to give it away to people who have diabetes and have no control or don't know how to fix it because they have to depend on a drug forever and ever. Amen. I bought them. Give it to people who have it. And I'm teaching them now how to check and log and check and log. And once they check and log and they follow that program, it disappears. We don't control it. We repair diabetes. We repair it. But you have to have a machine in order for you to repair your diabetes. So if you have a neighbor who have it, and your neighbor can't afford to purchase a machine, I want you, if you can afford it, to buy or purchase a machine for your neighbor. And give it to your neighbor. And put your neighbor on the program with you. And make sure that your neighbor is comfortable following the program. And look at the sugar levels after 1 month. If you're living in Grenada and you have somebody abroad, family, let them send you machines. St. Lucia, send your machine. Trinidad, let them send your machine. Because the machine is significant. All right, now, for people who have an A1C of 6.0 that is, that's 130 milligrams per deciliter, the doctor said to you that you are becoming a diabetic. So down the line, they're telling you that you are going to get diabetes if you have an A1C of 130. Hey, Sharon, if you have an A1C of 130, they are telling you that you are becoming a diabetic. So you have to look now and check yourself and say, uh-oh, I am coming to be a diabetic now. I have to look now to try to prevent me becoming a full-blown diabetic. So you have to have the machine and go on the program and use the greens and retrain your pancreas back. And we're going to put the herbs down for you to follow. There are herbs that you're going to have to use. Once you are following the program, we're going to put it down under the post. I want you to get all the herbs. Mixed, they're going to come to you mixed already. You could call Ambrosia. You could call some, the place in the UK, if you're from the UK. Baldwin's, if you're in the UK. If you're in Miami or you're in Ohio, and there's a herb store next to you, you find the herbs and mix them together. Or call me. You know what I mean? And mix them together and use them on the program. Or you call Ambrosia, 718-469-8888. 0985, ask for Ashanti. And he's going to put all the things together for you, ship it to you, and you will start the program on the 2nd or the 3rd of January to the 2nd of February. And you will see, after that 30 days, you will be amazed that your neuropathy disappears, your diabetic neuropathy starts disappearing, you could feel in your legs, you could jump around, huh? You could kick around without even getting pain in your legs. You're going to see. You're going to see that your glaucoma is getting better. You're going to see, as a diabetic, your pressure in your eyes called glaucoma is dropping. You're going to see that your cataracts won't get bigger. You're going to see that your macular degeneration is going better. You're going to see that your retinitis pigmentosa is getting better. You're going to see that your kidney and your heart going to function better. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're feeding them nutrients. Nutrients. And once your pancreas stays well, and your sugar stays well, your heart going to stay well. And your kidney going to stay well. And your blood going to stay well. Your eye going to stay well, man. You're going to see. And you're going to see your sugar levels start to drop. Because now you are retraining your pancreas to function the way it's supposed to function. In what? In an alkaline terrain of 8.0, 8.3. And then, once you put it back in that terrain, your exocrine part of the gland, of the pancreas that is going to start to produce your insulin, all your enzymes. All your enzymes. And shooting it back in the duodenum, into your intestines. And they're going to start to work together in balance, as brothers and sisters. And all of a sudden, you're going to fix diabetes. Although it is a complex disease, it can be repaired. We fix it all the time, or we help people to repair it. All right? So if you have A1C of 6.0, make sure you stick on the program. If you have insulin resistance, meaning that you are producing insulin, but your beta cells is so messed up or weak, insulin can't get into the hole, into the keyhole. You see? Because insulin is your key, and your receptor is your keyhole. So when you have insulin resistance, you're producing the insulin, but it's so imbalanced in the endocrine system that the receptors is all messed up and it's so weak that this insulin cannot go in. It can't get in. Either you have cholesterol that's blocking the receptors, either you have a fatty liver that is blocking the receptors and causing the receptors to become weak. Why so? Because you're overweight, you're big and you're fat. You don't exercise, you don't walk, you don't do nothing at all. So all of a sudden, all these fats start accumulating in the liver, and the liver can send or break it down into droplets to send it to your gallbladder. It sticks right in the receptors. It can't get in. So you're producing your insulin, but it can't get into the receptors because it's all messed up. So you lose the weight in the process of 30 days, and you're going to fix insulin resistance. Trust what I'm telling you. You're going to fix it. If you have insulin resistance, if you have insulin sensitivity, we're going to put a mineral, trace mineral, called Vanadium. That's if you have insulin sensitivity, meaning that you have allergies. So don't use no corn, don't use no dairy, don't use no wheat, because they're all allergen foods. And then you use your Vanadium and your Biotin, and your Biotin and your Vanadium in the capsule form in your foods. What they do? They help you, the diabetic, who don't need insulin, but was put on insulin because of insulin resistance. They start to make you become less dependent on insulin. And you will see that your need for insulin is zero. Take it from me. So we're almost there. Whoa, good luck from the 2nd of January to the 2nd of February. I'm going to be on the program For 30 days, I don't have diabetes, but I'm on the program with you for 30 days. We eating no food. You better come on it too. We eating no food. Green, 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 green. Soup, 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 soup. Herbs, 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 herbs. Enzymes, 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 enzymes. And you're going to come back and tell me if you're still on them devil drugs. Because the average diabetic spends $2,500 more on drugs for their condition than any other person. And as I said before, they said in 2010, 65% of the American population over 65 going to have diabetes. So it is right on your doorstep. You understand? So we do not want you to run, no jogging while you're on the program, no lifting of weights while you're on the program. Don't lift no weights. But you can do brisk walking. You know what I mean? Around the house. Breathing in the morning. You're breathing fresh air in the morning. But you're taking a brisk walk to sweat and to drain your lymphatic system. And you're going to see how your sugar going to drop. Okay? Alright, so we're going to mark down all the herbs that you're going to need after the process, after the presentation is finished. And then you're going to follow this program for me if you're diabetic. And I want you to call me or check me after 30 days. We're going to be trying to form a group now. We are trying to form this big group so that we could communicate regularly and do things together to distinguish or extinguish or annihilate, you remember the word? Destroy them devils, them demons. I call diabetes and hypertension and lupus and all them kind of demons that come in and attack you and cancer. We're going to form that group so we could work together as brothers and sisters, okay? And don't forget, your neighbor, give them a machine. Your friend can't afford it, buy them a machine. Because we are our brother's keeper. Don't forget that. And God said, love your neighbor as yourself, all right? So look out for your neighbor, all right? And don't forget that we are all one people, one race. We are one human race under one what? Entity? The earth. That's our home. So we don't want no color and blah, and we're living together. But we have to love our people still, okay? Wonderful. All right, give thanks and praises to the Most High, and give thanks and praises to Christ, and always look out for our children on the streets, and keep them away from drugs, cigarettes, crack, alcohol, because these substances do keep our children's mind in limbo. And don't forget, all the glory belongs to the Most High. All right? Blessed love. Give thanks. All right. Blessed.